everyone, and welcome back. And like a lot of people in this world, we're going to try to make people afraid of the ocean, at least in elemental ocean, where we're playing mono blue spell slinger kind of don't want to play red smiley face kind of deck, where we are just on the same plane as kind of the is it spell slinger deck, but we are playing at least a really cool card from Bloomburrow, and you'll sure, let's see, we're just going to go with that. Basically, this card makes our spells cost a blue less for each kind of flood counter that's on a land, and which also turns it into an island. Unfortunately, you know, we only play islands, so that doesn't really matter that much. But making it cost exactly a blue less, so it does make a card like Flow State just one generic mana, and it does rely on that both our turn and our opponent's turn. So that's a very cool kind of ability. And then we obviously have the combo of Eddie Crab with Sunderflock, where we flash this in on our opponent's instep, tap our stuff, and then we put it all back in their hand with Sunderflock. Other than that, it's just a lot of spells to do a lot of things and be very annoying, and that's our entire goal of today's video. To be that mono blue tempo deck from, like, I don't know, like 3 to 4 years ago. We called it $60 blue because it was just Spyglass Siren, not Spyglass Siren, it was just the one with flash, and just all it did was draw cards and slowly kill you over time. And that is our entire goal here, except we just have a bit bigger creatures to do it. So with that said, let's dive into the games. Draw a card, bounce off isn't necessary. Put the spells in the yard, get the crab going. Okay. I don't know quite how we're supposed to get there, but a bounce that, I guess. Do we bounce that, even though it's, I don't know. Probably don't want to, right? So this will be in the yard. This will be down to 4 mana, which means we can cast it next turn, I guess, and then Sunderflock can come in the turn after that. So sure, I suppose. We don't really need it to be that crazy. Sure. I suppose. Gotta do this before they draw a card. Alright, stick. None of these are elementals, so our Sunderflock hopefully is fine. It could, like, make a thing big enough to fight me. That... Ooh, so 3, 6, 7, 14, I think is the damage here. Unless, of course, they have something to do with this 1 mana. $16? Yeah, because they stacked it differently, which is fine. Again, it's all about just not dying. This deck, really all it comes down to. And now we have to watch for, like, Badger Mole Cub and stuff like that. So we're just going to go ahead and probably just wait here, I'd say. Leave a creature untapped. Put up her counter spell. Maybe Flow State next turn. Do a bounce off if needed. Here. Yeah. What can we find off this Flow State? Return 1 target creature control, counter target creature enchantment spell. So I guess it's just here and here. And then it could be just land, combat, get out this, replay it, put them back in their hand. Sure. This one. Then you put that back. As long as I have a blocker, we should be fine. Bristler comes back. The other thing too is now we're kind of threatening lethal here, but so is our opponent. So is our opponent. But hopefully we can just find maybe another thing. Oh, well, that'll probably do it, right? So combat, attack. They have to block one. We just pick it back up and then do it again. Then we can hold up the counter spell. Here. Here. Back in your hand. And we'll say go. Now we have the counter target instant sorcerer triggered ability. And we just have the flyer. So we kind of win in the way mono blue is built to win in torturing our opponent. So we'll take it. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, of course. I think it's just land sleight of hand, right? Oh, I'll take a land. Pretty easy snap off decision. Oh, yes. Everybody's favorite. Gotta love is it lessons nonsense. Sure. Okay, Sunderflock and things like that are really good against this matchup. That's fine. Turn that to your hand. Cast an opt. Take a crab. Kind of going to be popping off over the next couple turns. Go here. Cast the state that flows. I'll take another crab. We have a land, so I'll take it on summon. Then we'll just go from there. Then we're going to be able to put 10 power in on their turn. Obviously, we'd like to find a Sunderflock, because it's just telling them no. Put everything back in your hand is pretty good. Gotta love Storm Chaser's Boomerang basics. And okay. In step, discard to hand size. 12 cards deep on 2 lands. Gotta love that for us, obviously. Go here. Could obviously cast Flow State, but we're on double crab duty. Sure. That Storm Chaser's talent. They go sleight of hand, looking for that land. Probably would sleight of hand before playing the Otter, right? Because, like, the odds of you giving it haste aren't high. Sure. Here it should just be crap. I mean, you can just tap all these after life total coming up. How about, again, like I said, after life total coming up, then we'll do flow state. We get to grab 2 here, grab here and here. Then I guess it's just like return target creatures in his hand. We could just pick up a crab and then replay it to tap their stuff. Kind of see how committal they are here. If not, we'll just effectively remove both these creatures here. And that just counts as removal spell. Gotta love in this matchup that like your unsummons and stuff basically count as removal. And that's also a card that I will remove. Although, depending what they do here, just crack me for a bit. It will be unsummon the crab, replay it, and tap their stuff. Yeah, sure. Huh? Summon a crab. Play a crab. Look, we could both bounce stuff to our hands. And then we drew the disrespectful last crab. It wouldn't have mattered if we made that play or not. But yeah, we can both bounce stuff. Very nice. But we take that win and we'll move on. We have the best 1-2 punch kind of thing we can offer. Just grabbing the hell out of them. Is it again? Same type shenanigans. Sure. Opt. Oh, flow state's so strong, but I think I want to dig for like a land maybe. I guess second op can do that for me, but I want to make sure I'm hitting them. And now we hit 2 in a row, so now obviously not taking that flow state feels bad. For the boomerang basics for the storm chasers, we'll probably just hit it with this. I will stop them from making a creature and drawing extra cards. Just did this. Storm Carve, which probably means, you guessed it, team. It probably means that they only have 2 lands. So if they play another one, it's probably that we're gonna have to let happen, unfortunately. I won't counter this. Countering this basically allowed us to stop the card draw and additional creature on the following turn, so we definitely want to stop that. On a following turn, at least. This is strategic planning, but let's see if we... Oh, man. It's so good. Obviously. I just don't think I can take it here. Okay. We're just going to allow us to get the Eddie Merc crab pretty easily. We'll let that happen. They only get to grab 1. Because obviously, you know, the sorcery part's not online. That was the other thing, is I don't really have a way to turn the sorcery part online for me. So I just didn't feel like it was the play. Can you imagine if this was consider, though? We'll take a sleight of hand, because that will just fuel this. And obviously, just hitting a land. Oh, and fuel that. Should be able to just like play this if we wanted to, but I feel like Eddie Merc crab might be better. They're probably playing some bounce nonsense himself, obviously boomerang basics being one of them. I don't have another instant in my hand, so I feel like it's probably sleight of hand and then play the crab. Then we'll grab this, because then we can play crab, and if they try to stop it, we can just counter it, of course. The crab. By picking it up, but like realistically, if they bounce it, we kind of just let it happen. That all resolves. Really worried about this card, not much else. Okay, so here's the thing. We can play crab, and then we can detect intrusion and counter this. And tap this so we take no damage. Seems like an okay play. Here. Actually, honestly, I don't even think I care about the flow state now that I think about it. Obviously, I can counter this. I think I just let it happen. So this is a mistake. I should have thought about it just a little bit longer. I just, like, every time I see this card, I'm like, oh man, they're going to grab 2 cards. It's literally... That's horrible for us. Like, we're screwed on that. And then they don't grab 2 cards. I'm like, oh, yeah. They weren't going to do that at all, actually. So, let's go to combat. There's a pause there. Go here. Okay. I think it's store time. Then we can look for a detect on them. Hey. 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 I'll just pass for now. This is just a hard cast to buy 1, by the way. This isn't to pick this up or anything. This is just 1 mana hard cast this, counter a thing. They still have all... They don't have any instants. They had all sorceries. Now the flow states are online. So now they're a bit scarier, but... Shock. Stock up. Feel like just hitting this with the counter spell is probably just good. Could have made it 0 by doing this, but don't really have much else to do. Hell Pierce. Okay. Sure. I don't know what this last mana is for, but people do not really play Spell Pierce anymore. They're kind of only on the Spell Snare play. Those Storm Chasers, that's fine, because this is where this card gets really good. This is an elemental fish. My opponent is correctly probably holding back, but it just doesn't matter. We want to dig for a land that we do not find. I'll just take a backup Sunderflock in this because this card's goaded. And then we play one Sunderflock. We tell them to put those 2 1/1s back in their hand. Then we use this to counter like a bounce spell here on a Slick Shot, maybe. Combat. Okay. Yeah, like I say, I don't know what they would have, but we're gonna hit them for a bit, and we're gonna win. Very cool. All right. Well, I mean, let's get it, really. Bounce off the state that flows after maybe countering something. This is kind of crazy now that I think about that last game that our opponent only had sorceries in their graveyard. It's just like 6 cards and like an is it kind of prowessy list, and every card's a sorcery. Seems weird. Ona. We can counter it, but not really. It's gonna be a hard matchup, that's for sure. Proof, so that just tells us they have another one. We're probably not going to interact with anything on their turn anyway, so let's just flow state here. Try to grab something good. Get out can counter the one thing, so we have to take a tap bounce, and it's also legendary, right? So we're going to try to use this to counter their Lost Maze when they cast it on our instep, and then they're probably going to try to jam a Kona, and then we're going to bounce Kona. Alright, they'll play that to go get a Kona, I guess. This is also on Beast, so obviously it's uncounterable. Why are we playing Northwind Avatar in our deck? Never mind. That's what they play for free off Omniscience. Forgive me. I messed that up. Obviously, this can't counter anything. That's not the type of deck we are. Sure. Yep. But now is when they're going to try to jam that card against me, but they don't have double blue, which I think it requires. Yeah. Interesting. Maybe that's why they did it. Tamer Crab still a little far off from being doable here. Now 100% like able to happen. I think it's really funny that they just don't have double blue here. So, sure. Top 4, grab 1. With me. What do we get to do? It's obviously uncastable, at least right now. They need a red. This was on Beast. I guess they could play a red and call Dragon. Sure. Weirdly enough, again, it's uncounterable. So we unsummon it. Okay. Sure. You have to tap the Kona, brother. What? Here, you can have it back. I mean, I had the answers to the test. It was just a funny test we were playing. What a weird situation. So I have like one way to do it, I guess. So I should, like, if I only have one bounce spell, right, then I probably should just do this. Dig for the other one. Okay. So it's not necessarily a counter spell, but for one blue, I can counter the, like, put into play ability. Okay. That's also fine. They're just gonna go a weird route with it. Counter that ability. And flow state comes up. That is huge for us. Thunderflock is massive. Along with the crab, I guess. So I could realistically just like crab tap, hit for 10. Then hope my bounce off is good. Or I could Thunderflock, put these all back in hand. This might be a better play. Then we just lack them. Sure. A pass. Okay. Interesting that they're just barreling so hard for this. See if they tap it this time. Obviously, I'm making jokes, but it was just really funny that they went to that first turn without tapping it. It didn't end up mattering. Like, realistically, it wouldn't have mattered regardless of what happened, because we had the bounce spell anyway. But it is just kind of funny that they got rid of this. We assumed that meant they had another, but then we realized that they didn't have the double blue for a second, because if you remember, it was here, here, and here. And then they didn't end up playing. They played this as their blue source. The cavern slid over. Normally it just goes in a row. But then the cavern slides over. But this was their fourth land. It was tapped. So even if they did have one of these, they couldn't play it. And then they played the Kona and just forgot to tap it. But again, we had the bounce spell. So it didn't actually matter that they didn't tap it. They didn't know. Well, they knew that at the end because we bounced it anyway. But that's just kind of a funny little scenario there. So we'll take it. Sure, I guess. Please. Ooh. You're gonna bolt me, sir. You're going to burst lightning me, sir. Ooh. Dangerous. Alright. Flick shot in zone. Oh, there's sled hand. Okay. That's actually so good for us. That's so good for us. Kind of. A little part of me wants to just flow state here, but I think we just hold the op and hope we hit maybe a bounce spell. And they can stop targeting me for 2 damage. Oh, it's emptying their hand, so creatures with prowess are getting way less value here. Damn, an opt. Opt is typically never counterable. We will take the 1 bounce spell, because I think it's good enough. Potentially. Go land here. Let's cast flow state. Flow state is horrifying, so maybe if they have a counter spell, they hit it. Like a spell snare, maybe. Abandon. Okay. Oh, they're playing the crab. They're just throwing burst lightnings at me left and right. So we'll take the bounce off, and then I guess let's take the island. I think it's gonna matter a lot on hand size, and we'll get rid of the stories, because obviously we're okay with kind of doing whatever. The only problem is our Thunderflocks suck. But for both of us, they're both bad. Both big poo-poo. What can we do here? Sure. For the end step. Guess I'll just bounce this for now. And then I'm gonna probably go for this. And bounce off is obviously free. Could just do this for free. Might as well, I guess, because bounce off will still be free next turn. Decline. We'll get rid of 2 lands here. Got plenty of lands now. And then this makes this cheaper, I guess, but everything they play is also an elemental, so it just doesn't matter. I realistically just want kind of the free spells, like working that stuff up. You go for an abandon. Really digging for lands themselves. Oh, wow. Nothing? That's pretty good for us. Now we're just... Okay. There he is. I'll say now we're just looking for the old Eddie Merc crab. Go here. Island this up. Weirdly enough. And then for free, I'll cast a flow state. And then we'll grab another crab, another land. And we'll end turn. And we'll basically let them tap out, flash in 2 crabs, and end it. Sure. Go to end step. We go crab. So they can counter this if they want. Sure. Sure. Don't really have anything to do about that. So that resolves. Then just go here. Up here. Then we go to combat here. Then we move in. Then I do think we just kind of yam a Sunderflock. You know, it doesn't bounce anything here. It's just kind of funny. We could harmonize, but I just don't see a reason to. It is 3 cheaper, so it does kind of suck. We could just hard cast it. The 0 is a bit misleading. Sure. Oh, huge pickup. You can bounce. Go to combat. We just need 1 to hit here, so I'm cool with like this happening. Then we counter whatever they do here. And then we get there by bouncing that and then hitting them for the last 5 we need. That's kind of why I was like, we don't fight over that, because if they counter that card from us, then it leads into them being able to block, and we can just kind of play it the other way and not lose, I guess. A bit weird. Sure. I mean, we have like a couple draw pieces, a way to interact. Momo, Boros Dragons, maybe? So it feels like I'm supposed to put this back in their hand and set them back a turn, but I can always just bounce the thing they play. Get a bit weird. Okay, it's the blue-white Ang Flash deck. We're trying to play instant speed anyway, so we don't really care. Trying to be very annoying against them, doing everything on their end step, and them plotting a card on their end step means I get to play it on my turn. So it's a bit awkward for him. Sure. Okay. Guess we're playing Sages, guys. Solve all that. Can't attack me now, but that's okay. I'll pass on the land for now. We'll get another one, of course. Move that creature. Another Eddie Merc crab. Yeah. Just all Eddie Merc crabs and everything else. Unanswered turn for you, boss. We can go double crab. Take half their life total. Kind of work that angle against them. I guess it's a little less because that does have lifelink. Sure. So post combat while I'm tapped out, so you didn't do more damage. Anybody else confused? Am I the only one that's puzzled? Dazed and confused. So now I think they're going to be in their head a little bit, because I think put a 1/1 counter on each put a 1/1 counter on each creature target player controls. Target creature gains choice double strike lifelink until end of turn. Okay. Here. 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 This. Oh, a Sunderflock would have been huge there, obviously. Let's go ahead and flow state. I'll take a bounce off, and I guess I'll take the final crab, because why not? Why not crab him up? My opponent seems a bit crabby. Honestly, it's an interesting list. I wasn't really ready for it. Flashback, they can do that again. Really need them to tap out though, because last thing I want them to do is make way more creatures. So, sure. Well, I guess I will be just like tapping these guys. I think. Here. Okay. Sure. I really thought they were gonna be Aang Flash, so I was a bit taken aback whenever I saw the sages. I mean, it's a really cool list. It's obviously good against kind of aggro decks, but yeah, we'll take that. Okay, I guess these aren't my favorite, but they are just fuel, right? And they also feed flow state, so to some degree you kind of have to play a card like this. It might not be that good. Okay. Oh, well, I mean, at some point we'd like lands, I guess. My previous game was me just flooding and losing. So, you know, the usual arena tactic is play a game where you flood the entire time. Then the next game you don't hit any lands. It's kind of the wombo combo 1-2 punch of old Arena the Gathering. Yep, here we go. Land. No. No. Land. Oh, wow. We did find one. That back in their hand. Could have maybe countered the ability, but... want to set them back. They flip that, they get to a lot of good cards. Sure. I think it's just blue-red, though. Holy crab. So we're 14 cards deep, and we've seen 3 lands. Sick game. What do the numbers mean? This card's dead in this matchup, by the way. I think even Roaming Throne gets the text. 2 green. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I'm just gonna be very annoying with the Seti Merc Crab and just bounce things over and over again. Or tap things over and over again. Yep. Oh, we hit a land actually. Nice. That means double crab. We could maybe just strike for lethal randomly here. That's the craziest part. Is this deck is like so good, but so bad at the same time. It's just like right there on kind of that consistent scale of like, wow, when it works, it does really, really well. And then a lot of times we have a little bit of flopping action going on. Double green. Maybe another one of these. But again, if that's the case, I have 2 more crabs. That card is very annoying. But... it also gets the elemental clause. That's why I was saying, like, kind of sucks, but sure. Then I just pass, and the reason we're passing is to see what they attack with. They attack with just that. Okay. So in my mind, it's play crab, crab. Then just hope to rip the bounce that we can pay for. Don't. They have to block. So, in. So, I've had worse happen. Go here. There and pass. We could play this, but I just don't think there's a point. I think protecting ourselves with this is much better. 6, 7, 8, 9. Now they're at 5, so they can't really be super aggressive. We can also counter by picking up a crab, and then we can play the other crab back down to like bounce something like a, or tap something like a roaming throne, because we do have the mana. Depends whether we can do something special or not here. Although me picking up a crab will incentivize like... Okay. Here. Okay. I don't know about that one, Chief. I understand they wanted to do damage, but I do think you just kind of wait. Honestly, probably should have still just picked one of these up anyway. I should have just unwebbed it, picked it up in case this does resolve. And then that means I have one to play on a later turn. But I really think we're probably just dead to like a burst lightning if it got there. That's really what I thought they were going to do. I thought they were just going to try to burst lightning me when I go to combat or something. But hey, we'll take it. Oh, you know what? We're here for it. Why not? We have 5 1-mana spells in our hand. Hopefully we can find it, you know? Go here. Go ahead and slide a hand. Grab a land. That's all it takes. Blue white. This could be the Yang deck. But once again, we really do just play on our opponent's turn, which makes it obviously a lot harder whenever they're trying to like plot and do nonsense stuff like that. Because we just flash in a creature on their turn, then it's plotted, then we play it on our turn for free or for 2 mana or whatever it may be. Well, that's pretty good for 1 mana being able to do that, I guess. We get a plains, why not? Resolve all. So we'd love to be able to counter this, but we just don't have it. Oh, they grab a pixie anyway, I guess, so doesn't really matter. Sure. Sure. All fine. Go back to your hand, sir. Then we'll opt. We'll let that go to the bottom. Another bounce off. We are kind of finding everything we really want in terms of just like good spell casting. We'll take a Sunderflock and hope we can kind of get to it. Look to opt, maybe bounce off again. Go Momo here, which can then do this again. Very kind of annoying 1-2 kind of strategy they got going. On the Sage, is that like what they're doing? I just don't know, I guess. I'm going to dig for the crab, I think. If not, I have like plenty of bounce spells to kind of interact here. Crab. That's on you for now. Get out. Okay, crab. Do I just double barrel it now? Feels worth, right? Putting everything back in our hand. Then we can bounce this, pick it back up, and do everything again. Guess so. Just put his shields down, though. Go here to here. Have you pick all this back up. Now they have to figure out how to play their, what, 9-card hand now? Kind of hard to tell with the character here, but yeah, 5, 4, so 9-card hand. Obviously, land plus card would do it, but if they don't have lands, sure. Also give them the option to block. Like, there's no real reason for me to get crazy. A road could be a card here, maybe. I played a flyer. Yeah, sure. Yes, for sure, we'll take that. Got plenty of bounce. See what their kind of block shenanigans here might be. Will they triple block? If they do, we kind of clear the board. We just bounce our token and then wipe the other two out. I just block this, save a little bit of life here. In case I do Sunderflock again. Perfectly fine with me. I can counter a creature here. I can just bounce this. I have 3 ways to do that. I could also bounce my crab and then replay it. That was the other thing. They might just have another Momo, right? So, Momo in. Do we just counter this? Guess not, because no more lines is available. Kind of all fine that that happens. What do you get, though? Another Pixie, maybe? A Grand. Part of the plan? Not gonna let them have it free. They can put it back in their hand. Yeah, I should have countered it, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I'm just so used to the other build of the deck. I feel very weird about what's happening to me. In a weird spot. I do need like a flow state or something similar to really kind of get my hand back up. Sure. Yeah. Fine. Double get out. Good combat. Let's attack. Okay. The Grand was just a ploy, you say. We will counter it this time. I'm not letting them grab more creatures for free. Especially if I have a second one and no more lives isn't really enough to interact with me. And that was also the reduction cost for the turn. Do we just want to counter this one too? Okay. Empty-handed, pretty much. This is about the time we rip a couple lands in a row. I mean, we've had a lot of spells, so I wouldn't be surprised. Definitely about... I mean, we don't play mini lands. But we haven't hit a land in a couple of turns, so it does feel a little more coin flippy. Kind of a neutral field here. Fine. Okay. Another crab is actually huge. We get pretty fortunate with that. Honestly, this crab has answered like 3 creatures on its own. So it's actually been Mr. Removal Crab. I think they blocked it twice. If they block again with Pixie here, it would be 3. Down to 13, so not quite enough. But we do have, obviously, the bounce off crab trick. I'm surprised they didn't, like, Pixie the Skies back to their hand to play it to make more creatures. Obviously, Sunderflock at some point would be great, but I'm not complaining about drawing spells, even if they're not quite the correct spells we would like. Hard to complain about something like that. The 2 life isn't going to be enough to make me budge, or the 4, just in general, I don't think. We have a crab here. They have another road, maybe a get lost. They could... Oh, no, it's sorcery. We go erode, obviously we just pick it up. I think I dodged the erode this time. Oh, well, that's a good one. Could just yam it now. Gotta go to combat first, though. Alright, well, everything... The press stopped, so we'll see. Card, 2 cards. Here and here? Here? Then we really just rely on this bounce spell. We know it is counterable, but they have 5 damage on the board. I'm at 10. This is put a 1/1 counter on it. I don't remember what the other card was that we played earlier today that gave everything a counter. And then double strike, but then we just target whatever gets double strike and hope that's enough. I do think one of the big mistakes I made this game is letting him get so much value off of the first one of these, like they're about to do here. Again, if they try to flicker this, we just bounce back their hand maybe. Honestly, actually, I don't even care about this. I care about the life gainer more. If they flash this back to keep this, then so be it, I guess. Right now, I have trick of, like, bounce off crab, play crab, like, tap 2, play another crab, tap it again. As long as they don't threaten lethal for me. But that would require, like, a tap out situation, which would suck. Just puts them to 1 mana. Is this worth bounce offing? I think so. They already played a land, I believe. Yeah, they got this and they played a land. Just gonna go get them another creature. So what if we just take both the creatures away? Right? They have 2 mana, I guess. This takes 2 creatures away, and then 1 mana does make them tap a creature. That would allow that to come in. They would probably just got like another pixie or something. As we can see, they attacked to gain some life here. There was no priority stop last turn. However, let's go dig for like a counterspell or something first. I mean, Thunderflock might just do it anyway. I don't really have to do much else about it there. So let's Thunderflock, keep up the counterspell, bounce everything back their hand, and hit them for lethal. Very cool. Very, very cool. I mean, I can't really complain about that game at all. I just, obviously, things could have gone very bad. That is kind of a game on a bad day that you will just, like, inevitably lose. Definitely a coin flip game there. Our opponent kind of put all the pressure on with their stuff. If we would have just hit a couple lands in a row, definitely probably would have lost that game. And there's not a whole lot we could do about it. But fortunately enough, I mean, you can tell we hit pretty good averages. We have, what, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands, 16 cards in the graveyard. We're not playing many lands to really begin with, so it's not even like a land draw is technically less than a 50% hit. So it's not like we were just winning a ton of those coin flips. It's more like 30 to like 35%. So, you know, you're kind of on a loaded die trying to roll 2 or 3 or higher, you know. But it is what it is, and we win that game, and we'll move on. Alright, with that said and done, this is the list I was playing. Do I really enjoy playing Mono Blue? Not the most. And it really just comes down to that fact of, like, this deck always kind of sometimes feels like you're losing unless you're really, really stomping your opponent. You kind of just have a lot of the answers. Where we've had hands where it was like, oh yeah, we're going to cast, like, sleight of hand, opt, or, like, maybe it's like sleight of hand, counter their spell, flow state, and then crab into Thunderflock. And it's like, yeah, of course we win that game, right? Like, that's fine. I was just more or less on the thing of, I really don't know how to explain it. It just, like, it feels like if you're playing against an ETB Matters deck, you're just going to end up losing, because what they do is they get a ton of enter the battlefield triggers. And all you're doing is saying, hey, for 1 mana, can you do that to me again? You know, like, I'm going to put that back in your hand. Would you like to do it again to me? And you just have to accept it and just take it, you know? Close your eyes and accept what's happening to you. Pause. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a fun deck. I do think this is honestly the best part about it. This is the card I'm kind of like, oh, this one makes me happy. Like, this card is sick. I do think maybe instead of this one drop, I would probably just embezzle them. I kind of just want this to be stock up. I know stock up is expensive, but I do kind of like the option to just have like that kind of bigger dig spell here instead of kind of the 2 mana 1. Even though obviously that means we're probably tapping out a bit more. That could just be a really hot take that's just incorrect entirely. And I would definitely be down with being told that. But it is 2 copies regardless. So a stock up getting kind of stuck in your hand. But I do think a stock up is a way better late game draw than something like this would be. Where we're kind of like, okay, I guess we'll wheel it and hope it hits something good. Where it's just not that useful. Where stock up might get a little clunky. We might have to tap out on turn 3. But if you're ever in like those grindy matchups anyway, you don't really mind doing that. And in the aggro matchups, this is kind of like not going to do it for you. And stock up obviously a bit slow there, but realistically you're probably not casting any of these regardless unless your kind of hand's dead anyway. And then that card would obviously be useful. But overall, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.